They never gave interviews. Their names rarely appeared in headlines, yet they controlled billions, moved markets, and decided the fate of empires. While everyone watched the CEOs on magazine covers, these invisible architects were pulling the levers of power from the shadows. This is the story of Wall Street's most dangerous secret, the people you've never heard of, who run everything. 1986. Wall Street is exploding. Mergers and acquisitions are reshaping American business. And at the center of it all is a man whose name you probably don't know. Stephen Friedman. Not a celebrity banker, not a media darling, just a quietly brilliant strategist who would become one of the most powerful people in finance without ever seeking the spotlight. While others chased fame, Friedman perfected something far more valuable: leverage, but not financial leverage, something deeper: information leverage, relationship leverage, the kind of power that doesn't show up on balance sheets. He understood a principle that most people miss entirely. True power whispers, it doesn't shout. From his position at Goldman Sachs, Friedman had access to something priceless. He saw every major deal before it happened, every merger, every acquisition, every corporate secret. He sat in rooms where the future was being written. But here's what made him different. He never bragged, never leaked, never sought credit. And that restraint, that silence, it made him invaluable, irreplaceable, untouchable. Because in a world of ego and noise, the person who can keep secrets becomes the one everyone needs. But Friedman wasn't alone. He was part of something bigger. A network, an invisible web of advisors, fixers, and counselors who operated behind every major power player in America. People like Rubin, who went from Goldman to Treasury Secretary, shaping economic policy for an entire generation. Paulson, who would later save the global economy during the 2008 crisis, making decisions that affected billions of lives. Larry Summers, economist, advisor, the man who rewrote the rules of global finance. These weren't politicians hungry for votes. They were operators, strategists, people who understood that real power isn't given in elections, it's earned in private conversations. Notice the pattern? They all came from the same place, Goldman Sachs, the training ground for America's invisible government. This is what sociologists call the revolving door. But it's more than that. It's a system, a machine, one that ensures that no matter who wins the election, the same people are always in the room where it happens. And when crisis struck in 2008, when the global economy was hours from collapse, the president didn't call a politician. He called these men, the quiet ones, the ones who knew where all the bodies were buried, because power isn't about the title. It's about who gets the call at 3 a.m. when everything is falling apart. Today, the game has evolved. The names have changed, but the principle remains the same. Look at modern power brokers, Marc Andreessen, venture capitalist who shapes which technologies get funded, which startups become giants, which ideas become reality. Thiel, PayPal founder turned kingmaker, funding everything from Facebook to controversial political movements. Sam Altman, controlling the future of artificial intelligence, deciding what gets built and what gets buried. They're not running for office. They're not seeking fame. They're doing something smarter. They're controlling the infrastructure, the platforms, the capital, the narrative. And here's the lesson that most people miss. While everyone's watching Elon Musk's tweets and following celebrity entrepreneurs, the real power players are building leverage in silence. They're asking themselves different questions. Not how do I get famous, but how do I become necessary? Not how do I get credit, but how do I gain access? Not how do I build an empire, but how do I become the person empires can't function without? This is the hidden game, the one played in conference rooms, not on social media, in private dinners, not public stages. So what's the real lesson here? Power isn't loud, it's patient, strategic, invisible. The most dangerous people in any room are the ones you underestimate. The advisors, the connectors, the quiet strategists who ask the right questions instead of giving the loud answers. While everyone else is performing, they're learning. While others are talking, they're listening. While competitors are seeking credit, they're accumulating leverage. The world celebrates the front men, the CEOs, the founders, the faces on magazine covers. But behind every empire, there's someone you've never heard of. Someone who knows where the leverage points are. Someone who understands that the most powerful position isn't at the head of the table. It's being the person everyone at the table needs to call. That's the game, the real game, the one they don't teach in business school. The question is, are you playing it? If this opened your eyes to how power really works, hit that subscribe button. We're exposing the hidden mechanisms of business and influence that most people never see. Drop a comment. Who do you think is today's most underestimated power player? Next week, we're revealing the secret network behind Silicon Valley's biggest successes. You won't want to miss it.